Uh, this one is so much worse in my opinion. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday, was released in 1993, directed by Adam Marcus. And yeah, I didn't like Jason Takes Manhattan. And this is honestly worse to me. I know that this movie has its defenders among the Friday the 13th fandom. There's some people who think that this is one of the better in the franchise. I just don't get it. I don't get the love for this movie. I've tried it. I've tried the theatrical cut. I've tried the extended cut. Neither cut does it for me. So let's go ahead and start this review off. Starting off with the good. And if I could say one good thing about this movie, people got paid from making it. That's all I could think of. So on to the bad. Yeah, I don't like this movie. I don't know why, because a lot of people, I've watched a lot of differing opinions on this movie saying why it's one of the better of the franchise. I don't see it. First of all, the story is completely convoluted. Jason is barely in this movie. He's blown up in the opening act, and then he just goes on to possess people throughout the movie, have them do stuff for him, and then he shows up again in the final act where he actually goes to hell when they finally deliver on that promise at the end. But Kane Hodder comes back as Jason, and they barely use him. Also, they had Jason roaring like a dinosaur in this movie. What the hell was that decision? I don't get that at all. Yeah, I don't like that part of the movie. I just really didn't like anything about this movie. There's a lot of gross out stuff in this movie, especially in the opening where this guy eats Jason's heart. That didn't do anything except for shock value. That added nothing other than to get him possessed by Jason. The kills in this movie, while they're not terrible, they're still not very memorable either. I'm sorry, but I just didn't really care for that. And having a storyline where only another Voorhees can beat Jason, I'm sorry, but we're 9 movies in and we're just now finding out about Jason's extended family. And there's this big lore where the Necronomicon makes an appearance from Evil Dead. But Ash isn't involved. Apparently it was in a comic, but I haven't read the comic. And then the only good part about this movie was that Freddy vs. Jason tease at the end, but that didn't happen for another, 10 years, was it? So, yeah, I didn't like this movie. On the final thoughts, like I said, this movie's just not for me. I don't know what it is. I can't put my finger on it exactly, but I don't think this is a very good Friday the 13th movie. Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday is probably the worst in the franchise for me, and I'm going to give it a 0 out of 10. So that was my thoughts on Jason Goes to Hell, The Final Friday. Have you seen this movie? Let me know down in the comments what you thought about it if you have seen it. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all next time.